Hello everyone, and welcome to our post-mortem video. We'll discuss what we've learned, what we've overcome, and what we hope to accomplish going forward.
Throughout these 4 months, we have overcome schedule issues and learned how to properly assign tasks, coming together as a group during merges to remove all known bugs as well as implement what has been worked on separately, but above all, we have learned how to develop multiple ideas given by the group into one core mechanic and design levels around that. So we first noticed constraints in the development of ideas due to the rubric in our first month at Capstone. We believe this was done intentionally to reduce any overscoping issues. But once the criteria was met for that, we started developing our own mechanics, the first one of which was the shooting.
So after the shooting elements were implemented, we made the controllable blue box, which later became the drones in our game. You can shoot the blue box to control it, then use it as a separate entity to solve puzzles and obstacles. And finally, once we have time left over, we decided to create a controllable recast system, which later became the turrets in our game. The origin of our controllable objects recast system came from our red bullet functionality at the beginning of our capstone.
While we developed separate levels for the game, we noticed that we only focused on one set of mechanics rather than incorporating all of them. The tutorial level was different from one person's level, which was different from the next person's level, and so on. And being halfway through Capstone, we knew that our options were limited. We had made the hard decision to scrap everything and cut the content we no longer felt worked for the overall project. This sacrifice paid off in the end, as we have created something truly unique.
2 out of the 6 levels implemented the drone object, which the player could control. The red activation as a puzzle was only used in 1 level. One designer focused their vision on platforming and instant death mechanics. We also had a level that implemented platforming mechanics while activating portions of a room with pickups and maintaining the red activation when shooting to animate objects. We also used pickups in a sequence to move the force fields forward and back. The last level we designed using turrets that could shoot certain colors and hit objects to mix them.
We had a lot of ideas and mechanics that really did not complement or work together very well, so we had to come together and decide on what to do about this issue. After long debate, we decided to cut down our mechanics and scope in on something that we could all agree on and design puzzles around that instead of the opposite. The mechanic we chose to keep as our core was shooting objects to possess them and interact with the world that way. After that was set in stone, we came up with the idea to use a drone to open up sections of the level that were covered by a force field, so that we could disable the force field and allow the player to reach those sections of the level.
With that in mind, we started mapping out puzzles and levels that used this idea and gave a challenge to the player. We also used the manipulation of a turret to open doors with the red activation, as well as the manipulation of gravity to have the floor and ceiling be parts of our puzzle to complement our core mechanic, puzzles, and levels appropriately. The addition of these other mechanics allowed us to provide challenge and ideas in ways that we never thought of before. We ended up with 5 fantastic levels that we are very proud of, and growth with experience as designers will be the foundation for the rest of our careers in the industry.